everyone, my name is Dawn and I'm here to share with you a short desk stretch yoga session. So since we're in our desk chair, this is my desk, the first thing we're gonna do is come forward in our seat so that we're not leaning against the back of the chair and so that we are using our posture to sit up nice and tall. Rest your hands in your lap. Take just a moment. You can close your eyes if you want to. You don't have to. And just focus on how your breath is feeling right now. Notice if you're breathing really shallow. And if you are, see if you can make that breath just a little bit longer on the inhale. And then release it all the way out on the exhale. And we're going to do that for a few breaths. So just breathe in nice and deep. And then let the breath all the way out. Taking just a pause here to allow the body to take a nice deep breath. This relieves stress, it oxygenates our bloodstream. And then we're going to begin to move the body. So we're going to start with the neck. We're just going to lift and lower the chin a few times. Now everyone's range of motion is going to be different, so just find what works for you. But on the inhale, lift and extend the chin, and on the exhale, curl the chin to chest. And just do this 3 or 4 times. And after you do that a few times, simply drop the left ear over to the left shoulder. And then come back up through center and take the right ear to the right shoulder. Go ahead and do this slowly. I'm moving a little bit quicker because I have a time limit. Left ear to the left shoulder. Right ear to the right shoulder. Try not to let the body become tense as you're doing this. And then the next motion is simply to turn the head and look over the left shoulder. Hold for a breath and then come back through center to the right. Back to the left. And again to the right. Take your time, go slow, it's okay. No need to rush. Come back through center. So once we have worked the neck, we're going to move on to the shoulders. So bring your hands forward, palms face up. Place your hands on your shoulders. Bring your elbows to touch. This will stretch the muscles in the top of the back. And then take the elbows wide and try to touch the elbows back behind you. Feeling a nice big stretch here. And if you want to lift the chin, you can do that as well. Elbows to touch. And then elbows wide. Do this a few times. And then take those elbows in nice big circles. See how much range of motion you can find in that whole shoulder girdle area. You might hear a little bit of snap, crackle, popping, and as long as there's no pain with that movement, it's all right. Good job. Moving down into the rest of the spine. We're simply going to lean to the left. So reach your fingertips to the floor on the left side. Keep your right sit bone attached to your chair. Don't let yourself start to fall over to one side. Keep nice and grounded, and then come up through center and go to the right. Back up through center to the left. And you can hold this longer if you like. And back up through center to the right. After doing that a few times, simply twist. So again, make sure that you're sitting up nice and tall. Take both hands to the left side of the body. One hand on the chair, one hand on the leg, and twist to the left. Holding for 3 or 4 breaths here. You can turn the head and neck as well, if that's comfortable for you. And then come back through center and go to the right. Back through center, one more time to the left. And again, one more time to the right. When you're ready to come back to center, make sure that your spine gets nice and straight when you come back to center, and then we'll forward fold. So maybe forward folding looks like this. Maybe you need to have a little bit of support with your elbows on your knees, that's okay. But when you come here, just see if you can round your back a little bit. Lift your back up towards the ceiling. Maybe you feel a little more flexible today and maybe you can drop your hands down towards your feet, but round your back here. Maybe even let the crown of the head drop towards the floor, getting a nice rounding in the back body. And then when you're ready to come back upright, maybe use your hands to bring you upright. Bring your hands back behind you, let your fingers hang off towards the floor, and think about lifting with the sternum here. So lifting the sternum towards the ceiling, lifting the chin as well, back bend a little bit. This might not feel very comfortable, but it's important to move the spine like this. And this motion also helps us keep from getting that rounded, hunched back. Come back through center, and we'll do that one more time. So forward fold, you can modify here, or you can fold deeper if that's okay for you. Please be aware there should never be any pain in any of these postures. Stretchy feeling is okay, but no pain. And then come back upright. Again, back bend. Fingers down by the sides of the chair. Lift with the sternum, lift the chin. Nice deep breath. Always stay connected to that breath. Don't hold your breath, it will not help. Let me tell you, holding your breath will not help any of these postures. And then come back upright, and we'll work on our hips a little bit. So, coming upright, my spine is back in alignment, and I'm gonna take my right ankle, bring it up and cross it over my left knee. Now, immediately when I move into this posture, I'm gonna feel my right hip. It's gonna feel deep and in that butt cheek area. And there's a little bit of discomfort there. It's a tight joint. We all use these joints quite often, so don't be surprised. Hands rest lightly on this leg. Inhale tall with the spine and exhale, lean forward. But only go forward until you feel that hip kind of talking to you. And then hold there, it's okay. You don't have to push forward. You don't have to lay your body on your leg. Now, if you're flexible enough to do that, go ahead, right ahead. I'm gonna hold right here. And this is a pose where we're working a lot of muscles in that hip joint. So hold for 6 to 8 to 10 breaths, however many you feel like you need. And then of course, we have to do the other side. So put that foot down, left ankle up over the right knee, inhale tall, and then exhale, lean forward. You may hear me breathing nice and deep in through my nose and out. On the exhale, you might find that the body folds forward a little bit more. If it does, let it. Go with it. And then after, you can do that more times. You can do that 2 or 3 times if you like to, if that feels good for your hips. And then the next posture is staff pose. So my heels are on the floor, my toes are facing the ceiling, and I can hold onto the chair if I'm feeling at all insecure about my seat. Or you can put your hands on your legs, spine always nice and tall, and then exhale, forward fold here. This is a hamstring stretch. If you feel a lot of sensation in the back of the knees, bend the knees a little bit, that's okay. And the goal of this posture really is not to touch your toes, it's just to get a nice hamstring stretch. So you may be feeling this quite a bit. You might even feel this in your lower back, in your quadratus lumborum, and your spinal erector muscles. And as you hold this pose for a few breaths, you might find that your body relaxes down towards the floor a little more, and that's okay. You can go ahead and lean forward more if your body will allow it. Again, just no pain, but you feel those hamstrings in the back of the legs. Maybe even dropping the crown of the head. Hold this one for as many breaths as feels good. And then when you're done, slowly come back upright. Place your feet on the floor and go ahead and sit back in your chair a little bit. We'll do one more thing before we're done for today. Take your hands forward, take those wrists in circles. Just give that fluid a little bit of movement. Let your ankles come up and do the same with your ankles. And then switch the circles, go the other direction. And then for our very last thing, a little bit of brain yoga today. So stop the hands and feet. Take your hands outward, away from center. Take your toes inward. And if you're giggling, that's a good thing. This This can be a little bit challenging. It takes practice to make that pattern in the brain. And then if that one's hard, let's try the other way. Hands in, toes out. If you're finding it challenging, let it be okay to laugh. It's all right. It's okay to laugh during a yoga class. Good. And then when you're done, rest your hands in your lap, put your feet on the floor, and take just a moment to close your eyes again and notice how you feel after a little bit of movement, after getting your bloodstream oxygenated, feeling those yummy endorphins flooding your bloodstream. Remember, every couple of hours, take a few minutes to stretch, and if you can get up, stand up and go outside and walk for a little bit, that's really good for you too. It's always my pleasure to join you for a little bit of yoga. Peace, love, namaste everyone. Have a great day. Bye.